Pearl-Cohn Fibers, and welcome to the 615 show. I'm your host, Clear Fuller, and here I am with the AP Government and Speech and Communications teacher, Mrs. Shannon. How you doing, Mrs. Shannon?
I'm doing good, Cleveland. How about you?
Doing good now. How long have you been here for 2 years, right?
My second year at Pearl, yes.
How does it feel to be one of the young teachers at Pearl-Cohn? Like, how does it feel teaching students that's 18, 17 years old in your 20s?
You know, it was a challenge at first. I thought it was going to be a challenge, but as I build those relationships with the seniors that I have now, so we just build that respect thing. I'm in charge. But I'm also they're learning from me, and I'm also learning from them. So that what motivates me to keep coming every day.
So what is the expectations do you hold for your students?
I hold them to the expectation that the world is tough, and I'm gonna push you to your limits and get you outside of your thinking box. Mm-hmm. So when you get to college or technical world or out in the world in the workforce, that you can be civilized adults and be able to fend for yourself and write and express your stuff the way that other generations weren't so successful at.
Mm-hmm. Now I know you teach AP Government and Speech and Communications. How do you balance those two? Because both classes, I assume, are full. So how do you balance those two with the assignments due in this class and assignments due in that class? How do you balance the two?
It's an easy way to balance the classes because they're like on two separate entities when it comes to like the content. So AP Government is more aligned to real world issues in government or AP Classroom, and just tying in economics to that. So we're doing a lot of real world implementations in the class, but when it comes to speech and communication, I have a little bit more freedom to run the class, so we can do more things that are challenging but also exciting for the learner as well.
Tell us about I know in speech and communication you have a Black History project. Mm-hmm. Tell us more about that. What is the overview of the assignment, of the project?
Yes. So, as we all know, February is Black History Month. It's the shortest month in the year. So I tried to assign a project and assign people Black history figures that may not get the recognition that they so deserve. They're not well known as like MLK or Malcolm X or Marcus Garvey. We want to highlight people that have in their respective fields, if it's government, if it's entertainment, if it's art, if it's music, if it's being an actor, actress, they like break the molds of what African American struggle was at their time and kind of how they're breaking through and then putting other people on that look like them, and also just shaping the future for the next generation to come. So that's the main point of the Black History Project, to shine a light on those figures, and also just remember that Black history is a part of American history.
Well, you're explaining the overview of the project. I assume that you didn't do the students pick them, or you just assigned them?
So what I did was I created a list, and I assigned each student randomized person. So they don't get to choose the person they get. They get a random person that they may not know. So that eliminates them having to be like, oh, I already know this person, or I don't know this person. So if we pick them at random, then it like opens the horizon to think about more people, and that when it comes to Black history.
So I assume you didn't go with the ordinary Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass. You chose like people that's underrated.
Yes.
Okay.
So we think of people who may not get the recognition because in the fields like astronauts or music. If people don't listen to certain music, then you wouldn't know about this person being revolutionary of a genre of music, and then how that influences the next generation of music artists, so forth and so forth.
All right. Well, tell us about AP Government. What do you learn? What do you teach in that class? I know about the government and all, but is that all you teach, or is there certain types of curriculum that you want to teach your students?
Not only how our branches of government work, but as we see in the real world, like today, our government are doing a lot of things, and I want to make sure our students are well equipped to know what these changes are, what these laws are, what the Constitution says, then what the president can do and can't do, and what Congress can do in like budgets and stuff, and like how can also with young people get out in the political world and express themselves and actually know what they're talking about and not just sounding like stuff they heard from their parents, and like being able to research themselves and just know that government is powerful if you use your voice.
So what advice would you give a teacher like yourself that's basically like you're a young teacher, but it's coming to a high school that's full of students that's not as far from their age? What advice would you give them to have a successful teaching year, like their first year?
Gotcha. As we know, teacher standpoint, the first year is always a rough year. But I will say, like, the transition from year 1 to year 2 is like build on those foundations of your procedures and policies, and stand firm, and be fair. That's what I would say. And also, just being able to lean on those experienced vet teachers and APs and people who can help you push, and like lean on your faith. Believe in you, because that's the first thing that you need to do, is believe in yourself that you can do something, and just be fair. Just try to get to know your students. Once you get like building a relationship, once you know that student, they'll like do whatever you need to them, like no questions asked. So that's what I look forward to doing in my teaching journey, is keep building those connections and keep touching lives of people that I wouldn't be able to touch if I wasn't in this field.
And what advice would you give students that's an upcoming senior or students that's planning on coming to Pearl-Cohn next year? What advice would you give them?
The advice I would give them is, this is a great school. You can do a lot of great things here with our academies, health science, medical fields. You can be AEI, you can do recording, audio. Just find something that you're passionate about, and always focus on, I will make it no matter whatever people say about you, what they say on the outside world. Let the noise be what it is, and focus on you, and build those relationships with the teachers and your classmates and the other support staff in the building, and continue to believe in yourself.
Well, thank you, Ms. Shannon, for coming down here and having this talk with me. I sure wish you the best of your teaching years and of the Black History Project. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Cleveland. Thank you. Cleveland, great interview, y'all.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
This has been Cleveland Fuller, 615 Show. See you soon.